Hello! Are you going red this October? What do I mean? Are you going red for dyslexia on the 8th of October? Why red? Well, dyslexia was highly stigmatized. People with dyslexia were thought of as not being able to learn. It was synonymous with lack of intelligence. Equally, the dreaded red ink is something that we can all recall from our school days. It symbolized mistakes and an urgent concern when we saw that in our homework books and our schoolwork, right? Red was seen as we've just completely not understood the work at all. But let's face it, red is a brilliant colour. It's bright, bold and vibrant, and it's often used to symbolize love. So let's fall back in love with red by using it to celebrate dyslexia, which is a neurodiversity. We still do not know much about the brain, and the more we learn, the more wondrous it is. And dyslexia is one of those neurodiversities. So what is dyslexia? Well, most of us have heard of it before, right? And we know it as causing a delay in reading. And that is because the letters on the page get jumbled up. But that is not the only symptom of dyslexia. Dyslexia also can show up in children's speech. Children who exhibit a lack of interest in letters, in learning language, and they may even have a delay in speech. They also may find it difficult to pronounce, enunciating words. They may find pronunciation of, certain letters challenging, and all of that is a symptom of dyslexia. It also affects how information is processed. So, for example, articulating their thoughts and expressing themselves in an articulate manner is a sign of dyslexia. And they may find it hard to follow instructions both verbally and written. But what does that mean? Well, people with dyslexia, dyslexics, are highly creative people. Their brain functions in a different manner, and so they are able to see the world in a different way. They are able to problem solve in a manner in which most people can't. And there are some well-known dyslexic people that perhaps you were unaware that they were dyslexic. One of them is an amazing British Jamaican poet, lyricist and musician, Benjamin Zephaniah. If you've not heard of him or you've not seen any of his works, then please check out the article below. He has written so eloquently about his experiences of the world as a dyslexic. Now, he was born at a time when we didn't know much about it, so his school life, he was, suffered quite a bit because he grew up at a time when it was synonymous with a lack of understanding and a lack of intelligence. But despite that, he was able to use his gift of dyslexia and transcend that stigmatization and use it to his advantage to create such wonderful works. So please do check him out. Another most notable person is Albert Einstein. Yes, Albert Einstein, the genius, was a dyslexic. He found it so challenging to learn to read and write. In fact, he had delayed speech, and even as an adult, he said that when communicating, he didn't really form the words in his mind. He would think about it strategically before speaking because he found expressing himself very difficult. These two people are proof that dyslexia is not a hindrance. In fact, it is a gift and can help to bring to life creations that we would not have otherwise. And by being inclusive in our way of being with people with dyslexia will really help to support them so that they can showcase themselves. So how can we do that? So if you suspect your child is dyslexic, do not be afraid to get them diagnosed. It does not hold them back. In fact, it empowers them, because both your child and you as a parent, carer, guardian will know, oh, okay, their brains are wired differently, so I need to do things a little bit differently. Different doesn't mean bad. Different doesn't mean wrong. Different is different. We all say that, variety is the spice of life. We need diversity. In fact, look at nature. There's biodiversity. Without that, then there is death and decay, and there's no growth, and there's no change, and we need that. We need that vibrancy. So don't be afraid if you suspect your child is dyslexic. And again, there'll be links below to help you to find out how you can get a diagnosis of dyslexia if you suspect your child has it. So what can you do in the meantime? Well, if you suspect your child is dyslexic because they are, finding it difficult to read, they have no real keen interest in learning the alphabet, and they're finding it difficult to articulate themselves in communication, then what you can do is break down sets of instructions. Don't bombard them with a list of things to do. Do one thing at a time. Another thing you can do is play around with the color of paper that you used to write on, and if you're using online learning methods, you can change the background quite easily nowadays of work. So try blue paper if you can. That's really helpful. And changing the back, and ask your child, be in communication, if you change the color of the background, does it help? Ask them, because they'll be able to tell you. You can also get overlays, and again, there'll be some links below. And you can use orange. Orange tends to work well. You can get yellow overlays, orange overlays, blue, green, and again, play around with those. You can even, if they wear glasses like myself, put them in front, or if you have a pair of swimming goggles, you can put them up, and that can be quite fun to play with as well. And just remember that to empower your child by giving them lots of positive reinforcement. Use audiobooks as well, because that way then they can hear and see it and follow along as well. That is all helpful ways to nurture your child. So please join me on the 8th of October and celebrate neurodiversity by going red for dyslexia. And if you have any questions, comments, then please leave them below. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.